people were shocked that Rose would love this gentleman. And I come from a very proud community. They began asking, utalisha naye watoto nini na sasa mtu kama huyu nakaa kama chura.
Oh my goodness, that was harsh.
Very rude.
Yes.
And very rough. But anyway, I had already overcome all that.
Yeah.
So the rest is history. I decided to go to school.
At
Started
what age now?
Primary 1 at 21.
21 is when you started education.
Yes, and I went up to standard 7, did my CP, and I passed very well.
Another beautiful Thursday katika Mfahamu Kiongozi, mahali ambapo we get an opportunity kusikia story na historia ya viongozi mbalimbali, na hii leo katika Mfahamu Kiongozi I've gotten an opportunity, a golden opportunity, kusikia story ya mmoja wa kiongozi na viongozi ambao nilitamani kusikia story yao zaidi hapa ndani ya Mfahamu Kiongozi. Na bila shaka, kabla sijasema mengi, kiongozi yoyote ambaye ungependa mimi nizungumze naye ni kwa 22047 mitandao ya kijamii @TV47 Kenya pale Facebook na ukurasa wetu wa X. Kauli yako siku zote na kiongozi huyo, mimi na wenzangu ndani ya runinga hii ya TV47 tutawatafuta na kuwapata. Jina langu ni Liz Mutiko, na hii leo tunazungumza naye mbunge na pia ambaye ni kiongozi wa kidini, Bishop Jackson Kosgei, kusikia story yake na historia. Asante sana kunipa nafasi siku hii ya leo kuzungumza na wewe.
Thank you for having me too.
Thank you.
It's a kind and it's a gesture of goodwill and a privilege.
I am so honored as well. I'll start by asking you to tell me about you, but then some of the good memories, childhood memories you have from the family where you were born.
Absolutely.
Yes.
First, I was born normal like any other child, because one of the questions gravitating around leadership is about the person himself or herself. How did you manage to be where you are today? Who are you from the beginning? And I wish to say briefly, I was born normal in a family of 12.
That's a big family.
A big family, yes. Yeah. That lady, I honor her. And then at the age of 5, I had an interruption in my life. I was able to walk on my 2 feet like any other child. Grew up to the age of 5.
Yeah.
Then there was an outbreak of polio at that time. WHO record indicates that between 1945, after World War II, and 1965, there was a very, very severe outbreak of polio. And I happened to have been born around that time. And when I was 5 years, then I caught polio. That somehow distorted and interrupted my childhood. And living from, in every society, they have a reason and interpretation for an event. So one of those came about. They were wondering what really happened to this child. And this can form a presupposition of an individual to hinder you from progress or encourage you to progress. So some people thought there was a curse in the family, and this is perhaps one of the manifestations. The other people thought maybe the ancestors, because I was not a Christian, I was not a Muslim, we didn't belong to these big religions, and we are traditionalists. So you
just a normal life,
normal African tradition.
Yes.
So others said maybe the elders saw the future of this young man would be complicated or whatever, and then the gods took his...
Or rather, they saw your star.
Yeah, something. And so many others. So I grew up with those stories, and that is how my life was shattered. But I have come to learn later on in life, most of the great leaders in history I don't count myself one of the great,
You
but
are
I am
one
one
of them.
of the
Yes,
leaders.
you are one of them. You can never say that you count yourself out of that.
Yeah, very interesting is that not only do they have a story behind their background and legacy of life, but they have come from small places and small beginnings. That is very interesting.
Yeah.
If we had time, we would be able to look at some of the examples in history. But I grew up until I was 18 years. So this interfered with my childhood growth as a normal child. One, the family and community almost concluded that fate has had it. So it means my fate has been sealed. So
And nothing can be done.
nothing can be done. It's like fatalism. Fatalism is ni shauri ya Mungu, shauri ya Mungu. So agae hapo na amewekwa huko ili kutujaribu. Kutujaribu human mercy and so on. So not until when I was 18, all my siblings and others had gone to school, and it was before independence and then soon after independence. So I stayed in the village until when I was, I think, 18. That is early 70s. And I thought, because everything about me is perfect, except I have weak legs. But everything upward, the brain, the body itself, I'm in total function. But I've been hampered by disability. Schools were very far. It was not like these days, you know, primary schools.
Nowadays you can walk anywhere.
Anywhere. You go rivers, you hit one, you go forward, sideways. There are many schools.
Yeah.
So I think at the age of 18, we were not wealthy, so poverty crept in. It was time for each one of us to find a way to, and then I had no education, I had not gone to school. But
your brothers and sisters had gone to school, and it was the time for them to fly away.
Absolutely, even the younger one. At one point we were alone with my parents with the last bones. But something I'm grateful forever, I had a very courageous and wise woman in my mother. I don't know how, but I think I would say today as a Christian leader, God was preparing me for the future. So this lady spoke to me. She encouraged me, and she was not ashamed of me. Immediately after I was sick, she dug a hole outside so that she would put me inside because there was no chair. She would put me inside because I had no strength to sit up. So she made a hole in front of our house. And in that house, she made sure that I can find a place to sit while she does her job as a woman, clean, who sweep, does the threshing of weeds and so on. Not wheat, but millets and maize at that time. So she encouraged me. She spoke to me, and she spoke to me not as a disabled. She spoke to me as a child, actually the fourth born, and she was very, very encouraging. I think those are the words that built my life. I grew up with a presupposition or self-appreciation.
Knowing that at some point I would be better.
I would be better, because she told me no one is declared to belong to wealth and the other belongs to poverty. That's what she told me. Very wise words. And then she told me something very interesting. She said, a man that is male will always be protected by his property, what he has. And then I was cheeky. I asked her about a woman. She said, go and ask your father.
Instead of wealth, you're asking about how about a woman? Did you manage to ask your father?
No, I couldn't. Until later on, I asked my my other uncles and so on, and and so on. And they were like saying, you know, when a woman, so long as she has children, she has what we call a closer understanding that can protect her, and so on. So anyway, I grew up and with that lady, and then she was getting aged, and she told me one time I will no longer carry you, because she had to carry me for more years than every other child. I remember I was 15, and she told me, from now on, I understand there are two gods. There is one called Jehovah, the other one is called Mungu. So may the two of them take care of you.
Yes. Now you are over 18.
I was over 15. So she said, you are getting 80, I am not able to carry you, and then I have the other siblings I must take care of.
Yes.
Anyway, so I struggled from there. And to cut the story short, when I became, when I was 18, then I heard about, there is a young lady who came to persuade me to attend a crusade. There was preaching in our area. And
had you gone to school all this while?
No, not at all. Yeah, so I listened to, then at first I was hesitant, because we grew up to know that Christianity is a religion of foreigners. Islam is a religion of foreigners, and that we have our own traditions, and we were very deep in it. So, but anyway, this young lady persuaded me. She was a high school student. Were related, and then with her was another lady. They were young ladies. I later on married one of them, by the way.
Oh my goodness! No.
They created a husband.
Among the three, you got a wife from them.
From them, yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay. This is
that was later on. But they are the ones who really persuaded me to Christianity. But at that time, I was not a good candidate to marry her, because I was in bad shape, poor, no education, nothing. Anyway, finally they persuaded me. I went to the meeting, and the man spoke. Two things happened. I felt I was convinced, but I didn't know. But one serious thing is to get internal conviction. It spoke to my inner person. It touched me, the core. And I said, yes, I do not know, but suppose it is true. So finally, I made a prayer, and my life, I can't explain. Can't explain. I don't have scientific experience to compare with, but what I know, my life was never the same.
The power of God changed everything.
Let me use that. You've spoken that. I will attribute that it was power of God, and all of a sudden it was like a revolution. And I discovered I am a man like any other man.
From that crusade.
From that crusade. And I discovered the only problem I have is speed. Yeah. But life does not depend on speed alone. It depends on calculation. It depends on direction where you are going. It depends on the timing.
And brains.
Yes, and place where you are, and who you are with, and so on. And I discovered people who are very fast in the world life has catched up with them anyway. So no one is faster than history. You see them having their rise and fall. And I said, I am a man. So I asked myself a question. That day. I am now 20 years and not yet gone to school. Looks like life is starting. What do I do with my life moving
to catch up with the world?
To catch up with the world. And with consultation, talking to people, I was outgoing, and you will always find me, children, youth, people gravitating. I was a good storyteller and so on. So one thing I concluded after listening to many discussions, that I needed education. So the rest is history. I decided to go to school.
At what age now?
Primary one at 21.
21 is when you started education?
Yes, and I went to up to standard 7, did my CP. I passed very well. I had a hell of a brain. I had mathematics A, I had English A, I had general paper then. I had a P+.
You are recovering your life.
I was recovering my life. It was nothing was late. I discovered, so we were in school with very young children, and then my teachers were almost my age, and obeyed them, listened to them.
Did you ever feel intimidated?
No, I think because I was an adult when I decided to go to school, it meant I had to sort out anything to do with gaps of age and focus on education. So and the question I'd asked myself, what do I want to do? And the answer that came at that time was that I want to be useful. That became my vision. I want to be useful.
That's all.
That's all. And beginning with myself, I want to be useful to myself, because the words of my mother were, no one cares about you more than you do. That's what she told me. She called me by the maiden name. The only person who calls me by that name is that mother or any other woman of our age in our tradition.
Which is?
She's called my middle name.
Yes.
Kipkemboi. I was given at birth, showing the time when I was born. That's how we name. So she called me by that name. And he said, Kipkemboi, no one cares about you.
I'd like to hear it in Kalenjin.
In Kalenjin?
Yes.
Kipkemboi, machaminji, huye chamege.
Machemegi.
Huye chamege. Yani, no one cares about you more than you do. More than you do. And she told me something else. He told me, magurene njige yemetinye keinengung.
Meaning?
No one recognizes you unless you have something to offer. No one.
And that is how you decided to have something.
And that is now those informed my decision on what to do with my life. And that becomes the constant present in everything that I was doing. That number one, I want to be useful to myself. Because my mother told me, no one cares about me more than I do. Even today, at least, I have people, I have a family that loves me. Everyone, I have people, friends, I have people who value me. But I remember the words of my mother. At the end of the day,
First you.
first me.
And something to offer.
And something to.
So how did you reconnect with this wonderful girl who took you to Crusade? I would like to hear that bit.
Now, you know, the binding thing is now we became members of a local church. So now we grew up, we became to participate together. We were in choir. I was a singer. She
sing?
Sang. Yeah, I did.
I would like to hear you sing your favorite song, then we sing together. I'm a singer as well.
So I was a singer and so on. And I was in choir at one point. I was leading the choir and so on. So and there was this lady. Now, first of all, let me finish what I decided that day. I want to be useful to myself. And number two, I want to be useful to my family.
Yes.
Both nucleus and the larger family, the entire family of my father and the others. I knew that I would raise a family because I said, apart from disability affecting my legs, the rest of me is okay. It's okay. So I knew I was going to raise a family. I have a good brain, a good heart. I had functional body. So I knew I was going to raise a family.
Yes.
So I want to be useful to my family. That means my children and my wife, and then I want to be useful to the larger family. That's the third thing. I must be useful to the church that brought the message, the spiritual center, that I will respect it forever. It is this organization that changed me. it produced the real person in me. It busted me out to realize my potential. And I felt I was in outside my home and family. I got an association, a group that you would be together where I can feel myself in the light of the rest of the society.
Yeah.
And I would be appreciated. And I said I want to be useful to that. And the final one that is now like a mission in management is I want to be useful to my country. My father was a military officer in World War II. That brought me closer to patriotism. Then I love this country. Was proud to be born in Kenya and proud of this country. And I said I will be useful to my country. I didn't know how, but something I knew. I want to be useful. This became a constant present in my life. So I started schooling, then I started associating. So my wife had gone to school earlier than me. She was 10 years ahead.
Yes.
So she did her primary education, she went on and so anyway, while we were growing, I started going to secondary school, and in that process I discovered I'm growing a bit older, and I knew I can't wait until I finish because I must go up to university. That was my, I knew it will be too late for me. I had a vision. If I have to have children, I want to have them at this age. I want by this years I will be done with at least with family matters, all factors considered. So anyway, things to do with relationship is interesting. No one can really tell you. It's a mystery.
God's mystery.
Yeah, God's mystery. Then I saw this girl, very decent, beautiful. Oh my, she was in the choir, and so that was the beginning. I began talking to her. And the rest is history. People were shocked that Rose would love this gentleman. And I come from a very proud community. They began asking, utalisha naye watoto nini na sasa mtu kama huyu nakaa kama chura.
Oh my goodness, that was harsh.
Very rude.
Yes.
And very rough. But anyway, I had already overcome all that.
Their families had resistance?
Yes. You know, like, and she's the firstborn in the family, and my father-in-law was shocked. And my mother-in-law was devastated. Because when they asked her, really? Like, really? And she said, yes, it is this gentleman.
Some of the myths you had to overcome during that
Yes,
relationship.
oh my, it was too much. But I thank God for this lady. I respect her forever. She's a woman of principle.
I salute her as well.
And she said, this is my husband to be. He's going to be the father of my children. And she said, when I asked God, because she was a Christian, for a husband, the question came to my mind, what kind of a husband? How does this husband look like? I didn't know she had her own committee with her own heart. And she said, I want a man who fears God. He may be short, he may be tall, he may be rich, he may be poor. That's not my issue. I want a man
After God's heart.
after God's heart. And he said, in this gentleman, I see that quality. So the rest is history. God blessed us. We got married later and had children, 4 adult children, 8 grandchildren now.
8 grandchildren.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 3rd grandchild is joining university this September. The others are already there.
Some of the challenges you've had to endure during your servanthood and leadership, because I know you are a leader not only here in Parliament, but it's something you started way down there. Some of the greatest challenges you've endured and some of the memories you have, and you can sit back and say, surely this only God did.
One of the greatest challenge, and that is cut across in not only being a leader, but also living a normal life to anyone with physical challenge.